talk about the upcoming match with
Rockhold Romero.
My friend Luke Rockhold and my other friend Yoel Romero. This is an interesting one. Of course, Whittaker is out. Apparently got some kind of, what did he get? Some infection in his intestine, but apparently he was going to be out for a while, but he's back training again already. So he's okay. He's okay. He's going to live, and he'll probably be back in there in the summer. Yoel stepped in. Of course, Whittaker beat Yoel. Yoel and Rockhold have never fought. It's an intriguing matchup. It really is. Of course, Rockhold, you know, for all the things you can say about Rockhold, for his kind of prickly personality, he's a little weird, let's be honest, but the guy can fight. The guy can fight, simple as that. He's very, very good on the floor. He's got excellent kicks. He's tall. He's strong. He's got long range. His ground game is good. Fantastic ground and pound. Good submissions. The only thing about Rockhold is he leaves his chin up in the air, and he's easy to hit. Of course, I knocked him out in the first round. When I fought Rockhold the first time in Australia, the plan was to always be out or in. Never any middle ground. You know, the middle ground, the longer guy is going to have the advantage. He can hit you where you can't hit him. So the idea was to be really far out to where no one could hit each other, or all the way in to where I take his reach advantage away. Now, first fight didn't go my way, but the second one, you know, he was coming in, he was chasing me, went in, shot the body, left hook, boom, took him out, won the belt. Now, he took some time off, and then he fought David Branch. Now, David Branch came back to the UFC. He was the World Series of Fighting champion. He was doing very well. 10-fight win streak, something like that. And, of course, Rockhold beat him. Rockhold took him out in the second round, I believe, took him down to the floor. It was devastating. But in the first round, once again, Rockhold got caught. Rockhold got tagged. He was up against the fence, and he took about 5 or 6 punches. You know, David Branch obviously can't pack a punch like left hook Larry because he only took one, but whatever. I digress. Rockhold gets hit. That's what I'm trying to say. And Yoel Romero, as much as I don't like him, because that guy's on steroids. We all know it. I think he's a low moral individual, if I'm honest. But he can pack a punch. We've seen him knock people out. He knocked out Chris Weidman. We've seen him punch people and nearly take their heads off. And if he can get on the inside, which he can, Romero's a short guy. Short guys are fast and good with the ability of getting inside. Why are they good? Because that's been their entire life. They have to be good to win a fight or to even compete. They can't stand and trade on the outside because they're outmatched in that department. They are the shorter guy. Their reach is shorter. Their legs are shorter. And also, he's a world-class wrestler. He's been to 2 Olympics, I believe. Got a bronze medal as well. Oh, there he is. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I could watch that over and over again. No, the wrestler is very fast at getting in because they got to close the distance. And also short guys are good at getting in. So, you know, that in my mind does create problems for Rockhold, especially when you consider that he leaves his chin up in the air. How do you see this one going down, Lewis? Tell me what you think.
Yeah, everything you just said.
I could watch this all day.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway.
There we go.
It's a thing of beauty. Body, head. Oh, he goes down.
It's kind of funny because
Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. John McCarthy pulls him off. That's it. But listen, we don't want to bask in my glory.
Don't play any more UFC stuff, too, because that means we have to edit it and we can't put it on YouTube. Thanks.
Yeah. Well done.
Good. Shannon, lots of editing you're going to be doing tonight. Shannon shaking her head. Show Shannon angry. Can we show your face angry, Shannon? Because some of the fans are a little bit really warped inside, and they want to see an angry woman. Look how angry it is. Look at all the... Be angry. That's just an edit because Harrington went and showed UFC footage on the show, and now we can't put it on YouTube until it's edited. So that's going to be a tricky one, I think. Here's the deal. What I noticed...
if I had to pick, I actually want Luke to win. And I'll say that purely for selfish reasons. One, because if I had to pick one that I disliked more than the other, I would say I dislike Rockhold less than Romero. And also, of course, I beat Romero and took the belt off him. Anytime you beat somebody, you never want to see them lose again because, you know, it diminishes your win. So I'm rooting for Luke for purely selfish reasons. But I think he's got a tough task ahead of him. I really do. I mean, but the fact of the matter is you've got number 1 taking on number 2. It's going to be an amazing fight. It really is. And I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. We've seen, I think when we talked about Romero's last fight against Robert Whittaker, and people have talked about Romero's cardio in the past, but it looked like he was sort of like kind of fading as the fight went on, and I guess that being so muscular and big, people have talked about that being a factor. But I'm looking at his knockouts. He gets a lot of late knockouts in the third. He finished Chris Weidman in the third, finished Lyoto Machida in the third, Tim Kennedy in the third, Derek Brunson in the third, Ronnie Marquez in the third. That's crazy, dude. So all these late finishes. So he's literally dangerous at any point in the fight. That's a really, really, really scary fight. I don't know.
Go on.
Yeah, 2 guys who are really, really great fighters. But if I had to pick one, I mean, yeah, I'm going to pick, I want Luke Rockhold to win too, I guess. I mean, the fact is.
The thing with Romero is that everybody talks about his cardio. And they do have an issue because he does slow down. But as you said, he does get knockouts and stoppages later in the fights as they go on. But the cardio issue with Romero, it's his biggest strength and his biggest weakness. And what I mean by that is, of course, he's incredibly powerful. He's very, very explosive. I mean, you just have to take one look at the guy to know that he's explosive. You don't have to be a scientist to work that out. You look at him, you go, holy shit, look at this guy. Now, so that's his best weapon. His best weapon is that he's so strong. It is that he's so fast and so powerful and so explosive. But of course, that requires a shit ton of oxygen. And that's why he does gas quickly. But he gasses quickly, but then he recovers. So it's like, the race car, you put it in the red, and then you ease off the gas, it settles down, and then you can go again. His last fight against Whittaker, he went 5 rounds. He went to a decision. 5 rounds isn't easy to do. Whether or not he won that fight, which he didn't, by the way. Of course, Whittaker won. We know that. But he still put out a decent amount of work for 5 rounds. I think in the 5th round when Whittaker took him down and got on top, that was when Romero said, that was when he gave up. That was when he said, fuck it, I'm done.
Also, I guess, the difference as well is the 4th and the 5th round, which is, he's stopping people in the 3rd. But I guess if it goes further,
he was still competitive in the 4th and the 5th, but he definitely tired, and he definitely resigned himself to losing that fight. When he rolled over to his back and just said, fuck it, I'm going to let Whittaker finish this round on top of me, grounding and pounding. If he really wanted to, maybe he could have summoned up that energy, but he just didn't have it because he was so tired. And that's down to his build. That's down to the amount of muscle that he has. And as I say, it's a gift and a curse. It's a double-edged sword. It's a double entendre. It's whatever you want to call it, whatever stupid bullshit phrase you want to use. But it is a gift. It is a curse. It still makes him very, very dangerous.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because you had so much heat with both of these guys, and it's just a different type of beef. Like Luke Rockhold, it really was just sort of you beating him made him so salty, and then you just fucking before it was such a beautiful moment when you crushed him before, which we use now. It really is your version of Dan Henderson's fucking logo. You using the moment where you say conceive, believe, achieve, shut the fuck up. It's you just fucking chumping him in a moment where he's at a microphone. You're trying to look like an alpha. You're trying to look cool, and you just shut him down. It's such a hilarious moment. And then you go out and you fucking beat him in the fight in the way that you beat him. It really did.
It's no wonder that he hates me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's more like you have no reason to hate him. You're just like the fight. Like, all right, dude, why would you hate him? You fucking, there's nothing for you to hate about him. It's just you fucking shut him down in every way.
I actually have nothing against Luke Rockhold. I really don't. I'll be honest. I don't hate. That word gets used a lot. I don't think anybody. I certainly don't hate other people inside the UFC that I have no history with. I mean, at that moment in time, if we're having an argument and we're going back and forth, you might think that you hate them because your energy and your emotion is fired up. But when you go away, I'm completely disassociated from these guys. I don't see them on a regular basis. I don't have encounters with them. I don't see them. I don't see them in restaurants. I don't train with them. So I have no interaction. So therefore, they're not at the forefront of my consciousness where I think I hate this guy. I don't. I look at Rockhold, and unless he has a bit of shit to say about me, which he generally does, I don't really give him much thought. He doesn't enter my mind space. I'll be watching this weekend. You can't deny it. Love him or hate him, as I say, he's a hell of a fighter, as is Yoel Romero. And it'll be an interesting fight, one that I'm very much looking forward to watching.
Yeah, it's kind of on the other side of it, the flip side of it, then Romero you have this like beef with that's like, all right, you don't hate him, but it's like, I almost feel like...
I don't hate Romero. I don't hate Romero. I tell you, and I don't hate either, but his little butt buddy, bloody Jorge Masvidal, he gets on my tits a little bit because he won't stop with the bullshit. But Romero, I mean, he called me out. I mean, he was doing his thing, you know, that's good for him. He called me out and, you know...
I think
I alluded to him being on steroids. I mean, at the end of the day, he did fail the steroid test.
Alluded. I'm pretty sure you stood at the top of an arena as the cameras, as millions of people watch you around the world, and 25,000 people in the arena as you pantomimed and fucking mimicked shooting a needle into your ass and laughed at him and laughed at his face.
And alluded. And the finger. I know, it was great. It was awesome. It was a great moment, and he took it well as well. You know, prior to going down to Cuba, and then do you remember the video that he did? He's dancing on the flag and he sets fire to it.
Yeah.
The production level of that video was very good.
Solid.
So I don't hate him. Far from hating.
I appreciate his production skills.
I actually do. I appreciate the level of the effort he went to troll me and to call me out. You know, I mean, that takes a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
So yeah, God bless him. But may the best man win. You know.
There's also like a there's like a translation issue, so it's like he doesn't even know if you're getting him. It reminds me of like a drunk girl at a comedy club. Like if you trash like a drunk heckler, like this chick doesn't understand that she's even losing, so she thinks she's winning when people are like laughing, and like she's so lost. So I almost feel like because he speaks a different language, like he thinks he's just like destroying you. He might be, by the way. I have no idea what he's saying in Spanish. He might be annihilating you.
He's not speaking Spanish, though. And Luis, you're the Puerto Rican rattlesnake, so you should have an idea of what you don't speak Spanish?
No, I don't speak Spanish. You speak Spanish?
At all.
No, I don't speak anything. I can count to like 6, but that's because of that song, that Offspring song.
We have a cleaning lady that comes in every Friday. Her and her team come in and clean my house, and I have the same repertoire with her every week when she comes in. I say, buenos dias, and she answers, ¿cómo está? And she asks me, I say, mucho cansada, and then that's it, and then I walk off.
You know more Spanish than me.
I basically say, how are you? Good morning. How are you feeling? She says, good. How are you feeling? I say, very tired. And then I walk away and I never speak to her again. Every week she must be thinking, my God, here we go again with this bullshit Spanish conversation. Yeah. Here we go. But, it makes me feel multicultural.
Why are you saying that because are you insinuating that he doesn't speak Spanish?
No, I'm saying.
Yoel?
What's your question?
Are you insinuating Yoel doesn't speak Spanish?
No, I said he doesn't speak Spanish to me when he's saying this stuff. He's saying it in English.
Oh, right. I'm just saying, no, he does those videos and shit and talks about you in interviews. I'm just saying he might be crushing you there. Who knows?
Oh, maybe. Who knows? I'm not stalking him online and watching his interviews and saying, oh, this little shit. Right. So that should be good.